Greetings, Commanders 07, and welcome to the continued tour of the galaxy. We are in the Arcadian stream sector of the galaxy. We've just left one of the fleet carriers, and we're now heading roughly in the direction of Sol, although that's not going to be our destination. And the next destination is a Planetary Nebula. So I went to two of those yesterday. One was a nice purple colour, and one was a fiery red colour with a black hole in the middle. So that is where we will be going today to begin with, and then we'll be after that we'll be going to another fleet carrier, and then in the corner of this sector there is a nebula that has, according to the codex, has a lot of different life in it, which I haven't seen yet, so I will probably go and hunt some of that down, but that probably won't be in the stream. Right, okay, so into the game.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so from the number of stars around, it's obvious that we're getting closer to the core. There are a much larger amount of bright stars in the sky, especially compared to when we're on the edge of the galaxy. We are now closer to the core than we are to the edge of the galaxy. Right, so in each system we're going to look for water world, gas world and ammonia world, and in this system we don't have any of those, so we will just continue.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's 15 jumps to the next, to the Planetary Nebula. Yeah, so 15 jumps to the Planetary Nebula, which will probably take us maybe 20 minutes, maybe more if we find something interesting on the way.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, so the northern half of the Arcadian stream was pretty empty, but as I got towards the middle of it yesterday, I was finding more things, so I'm not sure if that was just a fluke or whether the rest of the Arcadian stream is going to be pretty empty as well. Welcome Cyberboff, and thanks for following. Yep, so at the moment we're playing Elite Dangerous. We are touring the galaxy and currently heading towards a planetary nebula.
Fuel scooping complete.
You can check out the link to the itinerary for the tour in my about section in Twitch. That shows you a full map of the planned route, and also screenshots and videos from the route so far. So do you play? Oh, we also have, oh no, it's not Cyberboff, it's VPL Exington. Hello, are you an Elite Dangerous player?
Frameshift drive charging.
VP Lexington. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, so we are travelling towards a, or our next target is a planetary nebula. We'll be stopping and looking at any water worlds, Earth-like worlds, or ammonia worlds on the way. So you're on an atmospheric in Nemihi. I don't know how you pronounce that one. So what are you doing on the planet? Are you exploring as well, or is that a mission, an Odyssey mission you're doing?
Frameshift drive charging.
Sitting here for the view. Yes. So yeah, I'm again. If you go to the map I just mentioned by clicking on the thing, you see there were a lot of screenshots have been taken on the way. Again, I put it in the tweet as well, so that's probably how you found me today. So I got some particularly good ones yesterday of a partial solar eclipse, where the planet was directly below the center of the sun.
Fuel scoping complete. Temperature critical.
Yes, I've got a nice silhouette of that one.
Frameshift drive charging.
So also yesterday we found a that one of the last planetary nebulas I went to had a black hole in the middle, and that had an interesting orange and turquoise cloud around the system.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping.
Is that the website you're looking at the moment? Yeah. Whenever I land on a planet, I always try and land in the region between the daylight and night, so I can get nice sunsets in the screenshots. I'm beginning to run out of interesting ways to take pictures of plants, but yeah, still try my best to come up with something new each time. I'll really also take some more video footage as well. That's not something I've really tried to do yet. Actually take video footage of using the camera suite. Yeah, I really ought to try and do that a little bit more on the way.
Fuel scoping.
Hi Paul, how's it going?
Fuel scoping complete.
I liked your stream on I think it was Thursday. I think the Elder Scrolls one that looked really good. Is that an online? Is that a multiplayer game?
Taking heat damage.
Yeah. So yeah. Is that made by the same people who made Skyrim? I'm presuming it because they were both Elder Scrolls. I'm presuming it was a similar thing. It looks very similar. Right. So what was in the system? Nothing.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah. So I think apart from Elite Dangerous, Skyrim was the last game that I bought.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, I think the only problem with Skyrim is I managed to complete it in 3 weeks and did almost absolutely everything you could do in Skyrim.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Oh, the other problem I had with Skyrim is there was a crafting loop where you could make better and better weapons by crafting them yourself. I just found a water world, and I managed to make basically I made an amulet that basically gave me infinite health and a ring or something that gave me really fast regeneration, which meant I was basically invulnerable. I then went and punched out a dragon with a gauntlet. So yeah, I threw those away and started playing it again properly. Right, so let's see what's in the system. We just found a water world. Let's get in far enough away from the star. So alright, so long I hit level 10. How many levels are there? I think there are about 80 in the original or in Skyrim. There's the water world. So there's just 11 planets in this system. Oh, so you got the horse. Yeah, yeah. They had the horses in Skyrim as well. Yeah, I like those.
System scan complete.
Right. Okay. So that's the system scan. Let's look to see what's in the system now. Oh, right. Thanks for hosting. Yeah, I put yours on auto host as well. So yeah. So yeah, I found out how to do that the other day. Right. So we have a water world to scan. One possible planet with an atmosphere we can land on. So we'll go and scan those two or map those two. Fortunately, they're next to each other, so that shouldn't take too long. I've got 5 viewers now, so welcome everybody. Yep. So we are touring the galaxy. We're following the spiral arms around the galaxy. So I'm about 2 or 3 sectors from the core of the galaxy on this spiral arm. So the spiral arm we are on is, if you go to the away from the core, from Sol to that spiral arm, we follow that spiral arm round to the center of the galaxy. And yeah, when we get to the center, we'll follow the next spiral arm round, and that will take us to Beagle Point. And then there's a long gap between spiral arms, and we'll follow the western spiral arm around the galaxy to the tip of the eastern spiral arm, and then back to Sol. Right, so that's a pink planet there with an atmosphere. Now, I've got a theory that pink planets don't have plant life on, because I haven't found a pink planet with an atmosphere with life on yet. So that should map the water world.
Surface scan complete.
And let's see if there's any life on this planet. Don't think I've actually landed on one of the red ones. Didn't see any of those around the edge of the galaxy.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan
Yeah.
complete.
So again, no life on there. So that sort of confirms my belief that pink planets don't have life on there. Right, let's pick the next system and jump. Right, so how far are we from? Just 8 jumps away now from the Planetary Nebula that we're currently targeted.
Frameshift drive charging.
If you're showing something, we can't see it. I'm not quite sure what you think I was showing. No, I wasn't showing the map. I was just talking about it. No. Yeah. Again, I can show the map. Right. Let me just put the map on the screen for you. Right. Yeah. Right. So, oh, I'm also getting the subtitles on there as well. Right. The subtitles are from Chrome. I've got Chrome to add subtitles to things. That's partly for work. But yeah, here's the map. We are somewhere around here at the moment. The Planetary Nebula, there's a couple of Planetary Nebulas between this fleet carrier and this one. I visited one yesterday, which is about there. I'm going to visit a few more between that, between where we are on this fleet carrier, and then we'll go down to this fleet carrier, which is in a nebula. And in that nebula there are a lot of life forms which I haven't yet come across, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time there picking up some of the life forms that are in this sector that I've not scanned yet on the trip. And then we are very close to the core, so 3 fleet carriers in this sector, 1 in the same sector. Well, that's a different sector there, but we're just a little bit into that sector. And then we'll be going to the fleet carrier here, and then to the space station in the that is near Sagittarius A. Yeah, so that's the map. And back to the game.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Ah, that looks very much like an Earth-like world. Right, so let's see what we can find. Right, possibly not actually. I think maybe just rocky. Yeah, so it's not an Earth-like world. It is, yeah, no, it was just in the same area. Right, so I'm not going to bother scanning the rest of the system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping.
Right, 29
Fuel
bodies in this
scooping
system.
complete.
It's a pretty good chance of having something interesting. But no, nothing in the region we're looking for anyway. Right, so I'm just going to have to go away for a minute. I'll be back soon. Let me put my be back soon screen on. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So yeah, so please don't go away. Right, I'm back. I heard lots of beeps. Thanks for everybody who's now following. Yeah, we are touring the galaxy
Frameshift drive charging.
in Elite Dangerous, and currently we are 5 jumps away from a planetary nebula. I think this is a purple one,
4, 3, 2,
which normally means it's
1.
probably got a neutron star in the center of it. And on the way, we're going to be looking for any planets with atmosphere, or any planets that are water worlds, ammonia worlds, or
Fuel scoping complete.
Earth-like worlds. So we haven't found anything in that
Frameshift
system.
drive charging.
So it was Sinpai Nova and VP Lexington now following. So thanks very much for the follows. I know VP Lexington is an Elite Dangerous player. Sinpai Nova, do you also play Elite Dangerous?
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
Right, so just get a little bit further away from the sun before we check out, see what's in the system. There we go. And nothing, just gas giants and rocky bodies.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Right, so let's see what's in this system.
Fuel scoping.
Alright, so that blue cloud ahead of us there,
Fuel
that'll
scoping
be
complete.
the planetary nebula we're heading to. But we've just found a water world, so let's see what's in the system. This looks like it's probably a quite large one. Yep. So on the meter at the bottom, we see there are 6 arrows pointing upwards. Three columns, or 2 columns of 3. They're a little bit further apart than they are on some. I think that indicates that the water world is a slightly bigger one, so I suspect that will be take 7 probes, or be a 7 probe water world. With a gas giant. So most gas giants have a few moons around them, so there's a moon there, another one there. There's another one. Right, so let's now go and look around and see what else we've got. Our lone ice body. Just another gas giant, yep. Right, and some more rocky bodies here. Right, so if you've not played Elite Dangerous before, what we're doing is we're tuning into the frequency of the planet, and then we zoom in on the planet to get the data for the planet, or to decode the data for the planet. Now the frequency bar is what we're seeing along the bottom, and that does show us the frequencies. And when we tune into the planet of the frequency we're pointing out, we can then zoom in on the planet. And again, the high end is the larger planets, and the low end is much smaller things like satellites, Taurus beacons, things like that, and fleet carriers, and appear somewhere in between. Right, so that planet had geological life on it. What we're mainly looking for is biological life. Not geological life, geological features. Right, so there's more stuff there hidden. Right, so another gas giant. And I suspect that's probably got some moons around it too. So more geological life on that moon. Alright, nothing else here. Right, so we've got 7 more to find, and I suspect most of those will be moons around this planet. Oh, sure, saw one over there. Ah, yep. More geological activity on that planet, but we were not going to be not interested in geological activity on this trip. Right, so that is the system scanned. Let's have a look to see what we're dealing with. Right, so that's the water world, which is the closest one. That's the one that's worth the money. And right, so I can't see any other. Right, so what we're looking for, the ones with arcs around them, that means we can land on them. The ones with blue bubbles around them mean they have an atmosphere, and we're looking for ones we can land on with an atmosphere, and it doesn't look like there are in this system, so we'll just go and scan the water world. It's only 140 light seconds away, so that's going to be there almost straight away. Right, so as this is has a very small hole in the middle of the rings, I try and get on the edge of the rings like that. That way I can shoot at all sides of the planet without worrying about the rings too much. I also want to try and hit the rings. Yeah, so that's the ring scanned.
Surface scan complete. Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Just going to make sure that there's only one ring on this. Yeah, looks like there's only one ring. Right, so that is this system scanned. We will now head off in the direction of the Planetary Nebula, which is two jumps away. So again, we've seen it from, so that at the moment is around 140,000 light years away.
Frameshift drive
Actually, it's
charging.
over 76, not 1,000, 140 light years away. So yeah, it's at least over 76 because it's two jumps to get there. Actually, it'll be over 80 because I'll be able to get there in 80 in one jump.
3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scooping.
Right, oh, that is really big now.
Fuel scooping complete.
It is only six light years away. There is, yeah, there's nothing in this system we're interested in, so straight into the Planetary Nebula.
Frameshift drive charging.
So it looks like we've got a Neutron Star at the centre of it. Yep, there we go, one Neutron Star. Yeah, and again, you can tell we're getting closer to the core of the galaxy by the number of bright stars in the sky. When we were towards the edge of the galaxy, yeah, it looked, the bright side of the sky looked like that. There was not so many, but now when we point towards the centre of the galaxy, we are getting a large amount of bright stars in the sky. Right, let's scan the system. Right, 32 bodies in the system. Okay, so some of the ones with neutron stars have been pretty much empty. And right, so again, it looks like, even though this is a location I got from, oh, it has been mapped before. Right, so what do we have? We have right, nothing with an atmosphere that we can land on. And I don't think we had anything like water worlds in there either. Oh, there is a water world. Right, okay, let's visit the water world if it's not too far, because again, everything was around the secondary star. Right, so which one of those looks like a water world? I suspect it's that one there. Nothing else is big enough, and they all look very rocky. So let's see what that is. Yeah, so that's the right one. Right, so yeah, we'll just go over there, map that. It's 33,000 5,000 light seconds. It's probably about 10 minutes to get there. Again, being in the middle of a planetary nebula does give you very nice skies. Right, so while we're travelling over there, I'll put on some Galnet news, see what's been happening.
Delta Pavonis hosts political conference. Delegations from the Federation and the dictator Yuri Grom are meeting to determine the Delta Pavonis system's future. Both are on a diplomatic mission to convince its controlling faction to either swear allegiance to Yuri Grom or become a federal member state. Delta Pavonis was one of the original signatories of the Federal Accord in 2242, but has recently been governed by an independent autocracy. Yuri Grom himself is present, having arrived on the megaship Indomitable. Grom was once a respected admiral in the Federal Navy, before defecting with huge numbers of ships and followers. They established the independent EG Union, which he presides over as a military dictatorship. The rival delegation is led by Ambassador Delphine Dumont of the Federal Diplomatic Corps. They were transported on the Freedoms Foundation megaship courtesy of Delta Pavonis Galactic Interstellar, which formerly controlled the system. The ambassador invited newsfeeds to witness her initial introduction to Yuri Grom, who seemed slightly taken aback by her warm greeting. Grand Duke Simeon Petrescu, ruler of the autocracy of Delta Pavonis, told attending journalists, "The conference will take place in Kessler City on Reagan's legacy, where our distinguished guests will enjoy our famous hospitality. I look forward to learning more about their respective proposals." This is the first time that the Federation has diplomatically engaged with Yuri Grom. Political observers noted that this tactful approach may be due to several federal factions recently declaring independence. Thyroid Strike follows Salvation's prediction. Pilots Federation alert. The Cornsar system has been attacked by Thyroid forces, causing severe damage to 2 starports. Direct assaults against Chadwick Port and Ito Market stations have resulted in over 10,000 casualties. Local reports state that Thyroid vessels have also appeared elsewhere throughout the system, placing millions more lives at risk. The anonymous figure known as Salvation recently warned that Cornsar was in imminent danger of being invaded, having been alerted by his new Xeno detection network. Aegis could not verify Salvation's claim and saw no evidence of any Thyroid presence. The system's ruler, Marshal Noah Sharrow of the allied Cornsar Constitution Party, transmitted this message. "This is a call to any pilots in the vicinity of Cornsar. We urgently need ships to defend our people from the Thyroids, and to rescue civilians trapped within Chadwick Port and Ito Market. This is a grave emergency." Aegis has released a brief statement. "We can confirm there is a Thyroid presence in the Cornsar system. Unfortunately, most of our operations and personnel remain suspended due to the public inquiry, so we cannot contribute to any anti-Xeno efforts." There has been no further communication from Salvation, despite his accurate prediction of the attack. Pharma giant victorious in the Hafey system.
Right, so yeah, we listened to part of that in yesterday's stream, so yeah, won't listen to any more of that. Anyway, we're nearly there now, so we are going at 100 times the speed of light, and we'll have 5,000 light seconds to go, so yeah, shouldn't be long before we get there now. While we're going there, I should probably be having a look at the map to see what our next destination is going to be. Right, Paul, I just spotted your comment there. So, how long is it going to take? I'm reckoning at the moment. I'm 2 months into an 8-month trip. So, yeah, more than a few weeks. I probably got about a week before I get to the center of this spiral arm. And that has taken me, it's nearly 2 months now since I started. So, yeah, it'll probably be around 8 months for me to complete the whole trip. Although I may stop off in Colonia when I pass there, which will be pretty close to the end of the journey. So it'll be, yeah, in the last sort of month I'll be in Colonia, and I'm hoping that the new engineers will be available in Colonia by then, and then I'll stop off in Colonia for a while to collect those engineers. Yeah, so yeah, it's yeah, a long time.
Surface scan by 50%.
Again, I'm hoping by the time I get back to Sol that
Surface
they
scan
have
complete.
fixed all the issues with Odyssey, so that I'm getting decent frame rates and everything. Right, okay, so that is the only planet worth scanning in this system. I've just been looking at the online galaxy map of what I've been using for my sources. So we are here. This is the fleet carrier we're aiming towards. So I've got to pick one of these on the way for our next target. I'll probably go to that one. But I'll notice right down the middle of the galaxy there is a complete lack of planetary nebula. So I'm not sure why the middle of the galaxy has a gap there. That is very strange. But that's, so we're at that one now. Let's pick. Yeah, let's pick that one there and use that as our next target. Right, so I'm copying the name of that, then back into the game, to the galaxy map. Right, paste that name into the galaxy map, and alright, that has a slight blue. Oh, it's got a sort of central explosion feature in it. Okay, yeah, let's choose that one for our next one. And that is 2,000 light years away. That'll be about 30 jumps, I should think. So how many jumps is that? 29 jumps. So that will be around 45 minutes, I should think. Probably a little bit less. That's of course assuming we don't find anything on the way. Yeah. So yeah, the centre of the galaxy is beginning to look a lot brighter. Then when we were at the edge of the galaxy, it's also taking up a lot more area of the space, and we're getting pretty close to the edge of the galactic bulge. So if we look at the galaxy map, so if you look at the galaxy map side on, that's not very clear from here, but there is a sort of bulge around the centre. Yeah, it's not that clear from that view, but yeah, the number of stars in there is considerably more. Right, so here we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, one thing you may or may not have noticed is the longer you are in the system, the more stars appear in the sky.
3,
So when you first jump into a system, you'll just get the brighter ones. And I think it builds on the background the longer you're in the system. So I bet when we first arrive in this system, the sky will be a lot darker than when you've been in a system for a while.
Fuel scoping.
Yeah, so we're just seeing the local stars here, and yeah, the longer we're here,
Fuel scoping
there's
complete.
a bit of a galaxy. It does seem to build up over time. Yeah. Right. So what have we actually found in this system? Let's have a look. I've not scanned it yet. And a water world. Right. So we'll scan the rest of the system. There's only 9 planets here. Oh, that one's got biological life on it, and that looks like it's probably a moon of the water world. So not far to travel to get to that, to scan that one. That's got biological life as well. Yeah, so far on this trip I've only found 2 planets that have only got one form of biological life on it, and that form hasn't been bacterial life. And they were, that one's got one on it as well. They were crystal shards, which I'm not quite sure why they call that biological life. But let's look at the system now. Right, so yeah, so it's the moons that have the biological life on it, and that's the water world. But we will go and scan those first 6 planets, and yeah, see what else we can find. I think when I did the last tour of the galaxy, it took me, I think it was about 5 months. It was 5 or 6 months, but I basically went in the quickest way possible, and I was only stopping at 1 or 2 things in each sector, with the exception of the Sagittarius Carina arm and Drayman's Point, because there was a lot of life in there that I managed to find. Yeah, so apart from those 2 sectors, I was pretty much only scanning 1 or 2 things in each sector. This time I'm scanning, well, I'm not just scanning the planets, I'm actually landing on the planets and scanning, going for the life forms. Most of the things on the last trip I did were in space, so I was mainly looking for notable stellar phenomenon, which you don't have to actually land on the planet to view those. There's the nebula we just come from in the distance. Yeah, I'm sure I'll find something. It's whether I find anything really interesting. Again, I think this sector has quite a lot of Guardian stuff in it too. I haven't checked, Actually, let's have a look now, shall we? See if there is Guardian life in this sector. Right, so that is that planet scanned. So if we go to the codex,
Surface scanned by 50%.
look at this sector of the
Surface
galaxy.
scan
No, right. So there is no Guardian life. It's the next sector down that's got the Guardian life. So yeah, so that sector, possibly that one. Yeah. So right. So no, at least nobody's found Guardian things in this sector before. Yeah. So most of the Guardian stuff is in the same sector as the Sol. Right. We weren't expecting to find anything on that one, so let's go and scan the moon. Again, it only had one biological life form on it, which I suspect will be bacteria. So yeah, I'll just ignore that. Yeah, I think the best thing I would hope to find would be a previously unidentified Guardian site, or possibly one of the Guardian spaceships. But yeah, I'm not sort of deliberately aiming to find one of those, or maybe even a generation ship. That'd be nice as well. I think to find generation ships, you have to pretty much follow the clues to where they are. I think the chances of finding one of those by chance are pretty low.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface
Yeah,
scan
so it's just got
complete.
bacteria, which is pretty much what I expected. We'll go and scan the rest of the planets just in case, but I suspect they've all just got bacteria on there. Right, so this next one should be the water world.
Surface scan complete.
Yeah, so yeah, there won't be anything on the water to visit, but the moon also had one form of biological life on it. So somebody else has joined us. Welcome to the tour of the galaxy. We have just visited a planetary nebula, and we're going to visit one more on the way to the next fleet carrier. In this system we found a water world and 4 planets with biological life on it. No, 3 planets with biological life, and we suspect the life on there is just bacterial. So if it is, then I won't go and scan it. If it's anything other than bacterial life, I'll land on the planet and go and scan it.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface
Yeah, it's
scan
just bacterial life on there. So let's go off and do the next one. Yeah, so if you look at the about section on Twitter, sorry, not Twitter, on Twitch, then it will show you a map of the galaxy, and there are lots of hotspots on the map you can click on and see screenshots and videos from the tour so far. I think the settings is 1080p, but it's set to 30 frames per second, I think. I think the bitrate was what you recommended the other day. I'm not sure about CBR or VBR. How do I find that out? Output stream. Oh, so the bit rate is 6,000 kilobits per second. The encode is hardware NVENC. I can't see anything about CBR or VBR. Not even sure what that stands for. CBR. Was it capped bitrate and variable bitrate, something like that? Consistent. Consistent and variable. I can't see where it tells me about that. Is it in general? It's probably under stream, isn't it? Twitch stream. Right, so you only see it if the output is set to advanced. Right, so my output mode is set to simple at the moment, which I imagine is the opposite from advanced, and I don't seem to be able to change that it's greyed out, so it's probably because I'm streaming. Which do you recommend, CBR or VBR? CBR, yeah. Okay, I'll check that at the end of the stream and change it. Have you seen problems with the feed? Has it been jumpy or trouble streaming? Could be. What's the problem you're seeing? Is it a video or a sound issue?
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Yeah, just bacterial life there. We may as well go and scan the planet that it's orbiting as it's close. So you're saying people can't watch it 1080p? Right. So right. Yeah. So you can't downscale it. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely change that then. Yeah. So yeah, if people do have bitrate problems, then yeah, that's a good idea. Right. So this is the last planet we're going to scan in this system. There's not going to be anything on there worth landing on, or worth landing for, or even if I don't think I can actually land on that planet. So let's
Surface scan
target the next system.
Surface scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll definitely have a look at that setting after the stream and set it up for the next one.
Fuel scoping. Right. Fuel scoping complete.
Let's see what we've got in this system.
Scan
Nothing. Just two stars. So no need to do any scanning there.
Frameshift drive charging.
Straight up, a little bit hot to do that. Cool down a little bit, and then we'll jump to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yep, so nothing here.
Frameshift drive charging.
Getting a little bit hot again.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Alright, so it looks like somebody else has just joined us. We are doing a tour of the galaxy. We are currently in the Arcadian stream
Fuel
sector of the
scoping
galaxy,
complete.
heading towards a planetary nebula. So the planetary nebula we're heading to looks like it's a small white cloud, which looks like it's probably the result of a neutron star explosion, and that
Frameshift
is
drive
currently
charging.
25 jumps away. So 25 jumps is about probably about 35 minutes.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Yeah, if you want to have a look at the tour so far, yeah, click on the link in the About section in Twitch, and that will take you to the full map.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
So nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Farmer Giant victorious in the Hades system.
Just accidentally clicked the news button.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
Right, so nothing in this system to look at.
Frameshift drive charging. Four,
Yeah, if you compare the sky here to how it looked when I was at the edge of the galaxy, you can see that there are far more stars. You know, when you're at the edge of the galaxy and you looked outwards, all you could see were nebula in the extreme far distance.
Fuel scoping.
Oh, that looks like a nebula over there. Is that anywhere near where we're heading? No, it's about 90 degrees off where we're heading, so yeah, we're not that far from a nebula at the moment. let's have another look at that. I think that's probably a gas giant. Yes, a gas giant.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, a very large yellow sun. Star.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping
So
complete.
it says system scan complete, which means there's no planets for us to go in map. So straight off to the next system as soon as we cool down.
Frameshift drive charging.
Are we there yet? Yeah, that's why I started choosing things a little bit closer than just jumping between the fleet carriers, just so that we get there a little bit more frequently. See, we've got 20 jumps to go.
Fuel scoping complete.
And then I'll just pick somewhere else to go to. So yeah, it's a long time before we actually get there. But 20 jumps is probably 25 minutes. I normally reckon to be doing 45 jumps an hour, and that's if I'm not stopping to scan things on the way. So yeah, it's a lot slower than that.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
And again, some sectors of the galaxy has far fewer things to actually go and scan, so you tend to get through those a lot quicker. And yeah, so far this sector is being relatively empty.
Fuel scoping.
Right, 27 bodies in this sector, I mean in this system, so there's a good chance we'll find something good. And yes, we do. We have a water world. Right, so let's scan this system. That's got two biological life forms on it, so that we will go and visit. So we have a gas giant there. Normally I'd expect there to be some moons around that. Is that something there? Oh, some weird dark circles in space. Not quite sure what they are. Rocky world. Looks like we've got a few planets behind the sun, so we'll have to scan those from a different location. Or maybe not. Yeah, there's... Right, so there's a gas giant behind the sun, and that will probably have loads of moons as well. Right, still haven't found the water world. There's one form of biological life there. We'll go and scan that planet. Again, chances are it is just bacterial, so I won't actually go down to the planet's surface. Two forms of geology there. We're not interested in geology. That looks like the water world. Yep. Right, so I suspect everything else is hiding behind the star. So right, let's come out of there, go into the system map and see what we've found in this system so far. Yeah, so there's a big chunk there of things we haven't found yet, and that looks like the water world. Yep. It's a candidate for terraforming, so it'll be a valuable one. This is the first thing we found with life on it. Oh, right, so that's probably the next one. Right, so yeah, let's go here first. And see what kind of life's there. Right, so it's only 30 light seconds, so I'll be there almost straight away. Right, so how come I'm doing this? I'm doing it mainly to skill up on xenobiology and get my exploration rank up to 5-star elite. So hopefully by the end of this tour I'll be a 5-star xenobiologist and a 5-star explorer. I suspect that will probably happen quite a bit sooner before I finish the trip. Because last time I did a trip of the galaxy, I earned 5 billion in exploration for exploration, and 5 billion is, or I think 1 billion is enough to get you to elite. So 5 billion again would be enough to get me up to 5-star elite, and this trip is going to be considerably longer than the last one. So yeah, I imagine I'm going to get there before then. I'm not sure how that's going to get me with xenobiology. I may, if it looks like I'm not going to get to 5-star by the end, I may change which
Surface scan by 50%.
planets I scan and scan a few more, or if I do it beforehand, I might scan less.
Surface scan complete.
But at the moment, I've only ever handed in one xenobiology sample, so yeah, I haven't really got much to go on. Right, so we've got stratum on this planet. So stratum is normally relatively easy to find. We'll head to a region where the sun will be low in the sky, so that was where it's getting dark between daylight and night time, so somewhere over there. And the type of blue area, which is a heat map for stratum, we are looking for a solid blue area,
Orbital flight engaged.
which normally I'd expect to see by now, but can't see any yet. Hopefully some will become clear as we get closer to the ground, although it's all looking very speckly. I'm not sure if the speckliness comes through on the stream. Yeah, hopefully it will resolve a little bit and there will be a nice obvious it's all pretty much continuous and speckly, and the ground doesn't look terribly flat either. Alright, so let's just look for somewhere relatively flat. So that looks flat over there. Oh, very bright star in the sky. Right, so put the landing gear down.
Landing gear deployed. Surprised if we can't see stratum before we actually land. The stratum is the thing that looks like pillows with brain pattern on it. And the pillows would be about 6 foot long. That's right, so we'll deploy it in the SRV. It looks like it's going to be quite easy to find a nice screenshot in this system. On this planet. No gravity warning.
Right then, let's go and have a bit of a drive around. What's G? 0.48. So that sort of limits my flying ability quite a bit. Not seeing anything that looks like stratum so far. Although there is a species of stratum I don't think I've seen yet, so yeah, there may be something to look for that I don't know what it is yet. It's normally a sort of green colour, green or yellow. Right, so no sign of it.
Ah, that's some there. I think that. Right, I just saw something there sticking out of the ground. I'm not sure if that was it or not. Alright, let's get out of the SRV and use the scanner. Alright, so I think those, whatever that is there, is what I saw. And that is, that's just weird reflections or something. Yeah, no sign of life anywhere near here. Ah, there we go. There's some just there. Right, so yeah, as I said, sort of brain-looking type pillows sticking out the ground. These are not the pillow-shaped ones, but still got the brain pattern on there. Right, so that sunset looks perfect for a silhouette. So let's stand on this rock. I'll put my tool away, look at the sun, and take a screenshot from here. Right, okay, so yeah, I think that will do. Right, now I will save the screenshot with the name of the planet. And the planet's name is so that copies the planet's name into the clipboard. I can just paste that into the screenshot to save it. Right, okay, so now we need to go and find 2 more stratum on this planet to complete the sample, and then we'll go and scan the water world. It's a little bit optimistic to think I'll jump all the way across there on a planet with gravity this high. I've seen some more stratum over there. Or they're just big rocks. They're just rocks, I think. Just go straight up, see what we can see. It's normally a lot easier to find, but we couldn't find in the hotspot map. We couldn't find a flat blue area, so we're not in the. Yeah, we pretty much knew that the concentrations would be lower than we'd hoped for.
Chassis integrity compromised.
A bit of a heavy landing there. Turn night vision off because I think it's actually making it harder to spot. Oh, some clouds there on the surface. I think that's actually bacteria over there. Oh, what's that there? No, they are just rocks. Yeah, so that's bacteria immediately in front of us there. Ah, that's what we're after, right next to it. Very disguised as rocks there. Right, so that's why it's so hard to find. They normally come together in huge groups, but on this planet they seem to be more widely spread apart. So in that case, I'll just turn my headlights on. To illuminate the dark areas. Yeah, there's another bit there. There's actually quite a lot here. So it just didn't appear from a distance. Right, so we need to find one more lot to complete the sample. more closely at the rocks. Well, there's some more bacteria over there. So we can't actually tell the difference between the rocks and the stratum until we've got some light on it. Is that some down there? Nope. Right, I think that's some over there. Or is it? Yeah, there's some. Right, so that's that sample complete. Back to the spaceship, and then go map the water world. actually, before we head off towards the water world, we'll scan the rest of the system. Actually, no, we'll head off towards the water world and do it there. We probably don't want to be scanning the system when you're right next to a planet and orbiting a planet, because it's going to be obscuring half the system.
Thyroid Strike follow.
Yeah, that was news starting up again, which I didn't intend to press. Yeah, anyway, going back to your question, Paul. Yeah, when Odyssey, when it was first announced that there would be a new xenobiology thing, I always intended to do another tour of the galaxy. I hadn't intended to do it quite so soon. I was going to do a bit more with Odyssey, building up my improving my weapons and getting all the engineers before I set off. And I hope to get to mercenary rank elite before setting off. But with all the bugs they were having and the slow frame rates in combat zones, I could have done it, but I then realised that if I'd did that before setting off, then I'll have completed majority of the game while it was still heavily bugged. So yeah, I decided to go and do the exploration part a little bit early. So yeah, as soon as I got my Artemis suit fully engineered, I decided to tour the galaxy a bit sooner. That way, there's still some of Odyssey for me to complete when I get back, hopefully after all the bugs have been fixed.
Surface
Right.
scan by 50%.
Right, so that's the water world scanned. Let's finish scanning the system, so we can find those missing planets. Right, so that is the gas giant, and as I suspected, it's got several moons. So that one's got geology on it. Nothing on that one. More geology. Nothing. And the final one.
System
Nothing on
scan
that one.
complete.
Right. So yeah, nothing new there for us to go and visit. And I think there was one more planet or one more moon to scan. Yeah, it was that one there. It only had one biological signal, so again it's probably bacteria, but we'll go and map it anyway. Oh, I realise my avatar's frozen. It's probably not moved for the last 20 minutes. Yeah, have to reactivate it every 90 minutes. Get it to move again. Right, so that should be moving again now. Yeah, that's working better now.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface
Yeah,
scan
just
complete.
biological life there. Right, so let's continue towards the Planetary Nebula.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
Right, so nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
17 systems to go.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
So somebody else has just joined. I'm not sure if that's somebody coming
Fuel
back,
scooping.
but we are doing a
System scan.
tour of the galaxy, and
Fuel scooping
currently heading
complete.
towards a white cloud, which is a planetary nebula. So yeah, we'll see what we find when we get there.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's now about 15 jumps to get there, which will take us about 20 minutes. But hopefully we'll find some more interesting things on the way.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Right, So we'll scan this system now. So the things we're looking for are water worlds, Earth-like
Fuel
worlds, or
scoping
ammonia
complete.
worlds. And if we find any of those, we'll scan the system and we'll go and visit any planets with atmospheres that we can land on, and hopefully find some plant life there and scan that as well. So yeah, there's nothing in the system we want to look at, so we'll jump over to the next system. So yeah, while we're refueling, you'll also scan the system.
System scan complete.
Alright, so system scan is complete. That means there are only stars in the system, so there's no point in opening the full system scanner. So we'll just jump to the next system.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
And yeah, absolutely nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, so somebody else has joined us as well. Welcome to the tour of the galaxy. So we're playing Elite Dangerous, and basically we're doing a tour of the whole of the galaxy. The galaxy is divided up into sectors, and those sectors vaguely follow the routes of the spiral arms. So I decided to follow each spiral arm from its tip to the center of the galaxy. And we are approaching the center of the galaxy after doing the first spiral arm of the galaxy. We're looking for water worlds, Earth-like worlds, or ammonia worlds. We'll scan the system if we find those, and then if we find any planets with atmospheres we can land on, we'll go and map those, and if we find plant life on there, we'll go and scan the plant life as well. We currently have a planetary nebula targeted. It looked like it's probably got a neutron star at the core of it. I didn't check to see what kind of star it was. And the cloud was white, so most of the planetary nebulas I've been to so far have been
System scan
purple.
complete.
I did go to one with a black hole in it which was pink, and another one with a black
complete.
hole in it which was orange and turquoise. But yeah, I've never been to a white one before, so that's where we're heading now.
Drive charging.
Now got 10 jumps to get there. 10 jumps. That's less than 15 minutes, assuming we don't find anything else on the way.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so you can get from system to system a little bit quicker if you don't scan anything in the system and you don't refuel. So it's taken just over a minute in each system, unless of course we find anything. If we find something, we'll scan the system, and that'll take a couple of minutes. Then if we find things when we scan the system, I can't spend anything up to 2 hours in the system. If we find a particularly good one with a lot of life in it.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping.
Right, so this system doesn't have any planets, so we just jump straight to the next system.
Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
So if you play Elite Dangerous, you may notice that there are more stars in the sky here than there are in the bubble. Compared to where the bubble is, we are probably about halfway between there and the centre of the galaxy, but not in the direct route from the bubble to the centre of the galaxy. We're actually coming towards the centre of the galaxy from the far side of the centre of the galaxy, and spiraling background, and we will be entering the centre of the galaxy from the direction of the bubble.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, nothing there.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Another totally empty system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping.
11 bodies in this system.
Fuel scoping complete.
Let's see anything among them to be scanned. Alright, so some rocky ones and quite a lot of gas giants. But nothing we're interested in.
Frameshift drive charging.
4 jumps now till we get to the Planetary Nebula. That will probably be visible in the next couple of jumps. We can see the last one from 2 jumps away,
3, 2,
although
engage.
one of those jumps was only 6 light years, so it was about 80 light years away. Basically, a planetary nebula is a solar system where the whole system glows.
Fuel scoping complete.
I'm not sure if it glows because it's probably because the matter in the system hasn't condensed into planets yet, or it could be that the system has just recently exploded, and yeah, the energized particles are still traveling away from the explosion. So can't see anything in front of us there. It looks like it could be a planetary nebula, but I suspect we'll be able to see something in the next system.
Fuel scoping.
Right. So 6 bodies in this system.
Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so there's a faint white dot there. I suspect that is probably where we're going to be heading to. Nothing in this system. So yeah, I suspect that there just above the central dot is what we're going to be aiming to next.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So yeah, there's a definite, well, it looks blue
Fuel
through the
scoping.
atmosphere of the sun. That's now looking more purpley. So yeah, it's not as white as the galaxy map made out
Fuel
it to be.
scoping complete.
Let's see if there's anything in this system before we set off. That could be a rocky planet. Or it could be an Earth-like. I suspect it's a rocky one. But we'll just go and scan it to make sure. Yeah, it's just one rocky world. Right, so that looks like it's got like purple rings around the middle, and green rings around the middle, and purple clouds on either side of it. Anyway, let's head off to it now and see what's there.
Frameshift drive
It's
charging.
nowhere near as big as the last one, because that's 5 light years away, and it's only just covering the arc, the orange arc. The last one was about twice the size of that from 6 light years away. So
3, 2, 1.
yeah, it's not going to be a huge cloud. Let's see what it looks like from the middle. Right, so I'm seeing no star in front of me, so I suspect it's probably got a black hole in the middle. So I'll put the brakes on in case. Yep, that is a black hole. Right, so let's scan the system, and this should make really good footage. Right, I'm actually going to go out of the spaceship for this and point at the. Well, what would be a good shot? Right, so if we now aim downwards a little bit, and there's the black hole. Right, so we want to try and problem with black holes is you can't see them if you're not moving. Right, so no, I can't. Let's just go forwards just a little bit and try and see where the black hole is. Is it behind us? There it is, it's behind us. Right, so we need to turn around. Yeah, so we're getting a good lensing effect there as we turn around. Right, now I want to try and get the ship and the black hole in shot at the same time. So how do we do that? Right, so I have a clip that tool in Twitter. I've never used it before. Let's see what happens if we clip that. Alright. Right, so it's 30 seconds copied to clipboard. I'm not sure what I do with that now. But anyway, that seems like a good place to end the stream. So thanks everybody for watching. So in this video we travelled from we started just after a fleet carrier, and we've been to
3 planetary nebulas. This one is very green looking, although it looked white from the outside, and it has a black hole in the middle. Yeah, so I think that is a perfect way to end the stream. So thanks everybody for watching. Please watch again next time, and I see you in the black.